Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the shop. Today we have a disaster of a cylinder head here to do something with. So, not only does this head have valves in it that are pretty well shot. Obviously looks like it's been full of water for a long time. At least on the intake sides. Exhaust are, some of them are fairly clean. The center's not so much, but anyway, this head's going to get a whole bunch of grinding done to it to put oversized valves in it. It's got a 5 1/8, or I think a 5 1/4 bore, I think, is going in this engine, so we can use about as big a valve as it can stuff in it. So all these old seats will wind up going away, and it'll just get ground into the head to run on. No more run time than this thing will see. That'll be plenty good enough. But for now, I guess you got to start somewhere, and kind of the foundation of the cylinder head, as far as the port placement and all that goes, is off the guide. So I guess I need to work on that. Clean some of this junk out here first, so I can even work on that, because they are packed full of garbage. So as you can see, not a lot to work with there. So see if you can't turn this into a silk purse. Okay, so got the head set up here ready to go. I guess the first thing I'll do is work on getting these broken off bolts out of here, so then I can mill down this side. So I have to have a whole lot taken off of it, because it's really corroded up. Wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't have an 1/8 inch or more to have to come off this, which normally might be a problem, because it would move the manifold over and probably cause the exhaust to hit coming out of the hood. But this is a pulling tractor, so they can fabricate all that and they won't have to worry about whether it hits the hood or not. So let's see if we can get this thing salvaged up here. Alright, so I got the bolts out here. Threads retapped. And the face of this is so destroyed that I've gone with putting a couple of valves in the valve guides and using my straight edge off of that, so I got something to indicate to, and that way I'll know when I machine this surface flat and square, it is flat and square to the center line of the valves, which will help me out for later on when I flip this over and turn it on that surface. All my valves should be in alignment. So I get my facing attachment on here and take 100 thousandths probably off the side of this head, because that's what's going to take to clean it up. thousandths off, still didn't get it, so I'll take another 20 thousandths off. Be a total of 60. It's a pretty bad gasket surface. Well, this could probably work, but I'm going to take another 20 just in case. I don't like how thin that is right there. Holding that gasket with a whole lot of dry pressure. Liable to blow out 100 pounds. So let's go ahead and take a little more off. Alright, I got all the factory 7/16 guides bored out to take my bronze guides I'm gonna put in, so gotta take these things down to flush. This out and bring you back. Well, that's all done. Got all the tops machined down, so I'll get this cleaned up and drive these guides in here. Well, as you can see by that pile of bronze there, I've got the guides, half of them are sized, but it's been a long day and it's time for me to call it quits and come back and tackle this again. But pretty good progress so far, so it's coming along. I'll end mill for location on all these, then drill to size, and then hone for fit. And they'll all be redone once I get finished cutting the valve pockets on the other side, because it's getting way bigger valves than what's normally in it. So hopefully it won't blow through in the cooling jacket, but we'll find out. Alright, one last look before I punch a bunch of big holes in this thing. So I'm going to get to whittling. I'll give you a good comparison look on size. Now that these are opened up, what used to be the valve seat, now the whole valve will go in there. So since this guy turned twice the RPMs it's designed for, and feed like 30% more cubic inches too, gotta get these opened up, even though it did go through into the cooling jacket here in several places. A couple of ports didn't have any core shifts and they didn't go through, but the rest of them did. But this way it'll have to be, so just weld them up, hope for the best. Worst case, they'll just have to run it dry, but it's only gonna run under load for 15 seconds or so. So even with them dry blocked, they do just fine. But I'll weld it up with the hopes that it can stay wet. But if it can't, it can't. So one thing about pulling tractor parts, they don't have any warranty. So you push the limits, you push the limits.